friends. And how are you doing on this lovely September autumn evening? I should say it is no longer summer. It is officially the autumn season. It's about 16 degrees in Canada's capital right now, so it's not too terrible outside. It was a lovely day. It was a beautiful day. It was warm and sunny, and I did get a chance to catch a few minutes in the good weather. Took a nice long walk, ran a couple of errands, and enjoyed the sights and sounds and smells of early autumn in Canada's capital. So I hope you're doing well this evening. Hi, Stephen. I am, well, I honestly couldn't put my finger on how I'm doing, and that I realize is a complication. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, maybe 4 hours. I was working till about 1:30 in the morning. So I was a little groggy at the office today, and I did have to go into the office on a Monday, which is not normal for me. Normally I work from home on Mondays. But I was expecting a programmer to come in and help me complete a project that we started last week. We revamped a bunch of equipment in the biggest meeting space in the building. So we got an awful lot done. We accomplished a great deal. We're both very happy, myself especially so, because we have a board meeting coming up and everything will be functional for them. So I'm able to perform my technical duties. And I'm very happy about that. But that being said, when I do not get nearly enough sleep, when I only get about four hours, if I get less than 6 hours sleep, that's when the anxiety starts to creep in. And the problem with the anxiety, of course, is that it lies to you nonstop. Tells you terrible things. Tells you, everything that could go wrong will go wrong. Nothing will go right. Everything is going to be bad. Everything is going to suck. You're going to be fired. I know it's all bullshit. Sorry for swearing if that was offensive to anybody. I apologize. Sometimes we have to get realistic about what our brains tell us at the worst possible time. And I'm not having truly a plethora of invasive, anxious thoughts today. They're just on the verge. They're like right over there, just out of frame. So I'm cautious. I'm concerned and I'm cautious, but I think everything's going to be okay, honestly. But I do have caution. I do have that thought of, oh boy, could this be bad? Here's the thing: there's nothing actually looming on the horizon for me that's either bad or troublesome or insurmountable. It's just the lack of sleep really affects how my anxiety creeps in on me and how the medication does what it can, but it's not a cure-all. So as a result, I'm a little off today. And the funny thing is that what I was thinking of more than anything else was the oncoming month of November, which is quite a ways away, to be honest with you. That's what the anxiety does. It makes you worry about things that could happen. And I'm not even worried about what could happen. It's just the dark November, cold, rainy days ahead when it's too cold to actually do anything outside because it's always raining, which isn't actually true. But when I think of November, that's what I think of, is cold November rain. And I'm not referring to the Guns N' Roses song, and if you don't know what that is, by all means look it up on YouTube. It's a great song, but that's not where I'm going with this. November is dark and dreary. October Well, September is, the change of season, and it's still usually warm. The leaves are barely changing color here. They'll start, and I figure by next week they'll really start to change color. It's been warm for the last couple of weeks. It's been a very nice September. Cool mornings, cool evenings, but warm days. But the coming November is the thing that troubles me the most, and it's only because I did not get enough sleep last night. I mean, really, that is the thing. I know that I will be going to bed immediately after this evening, even though I have 4 other things I need to produce and edit. I just don't have the emotional energy tonight, and I need the sleep. I do. Heck, I'm having a beer right now, and it's not a Guinness, it's just a Guinness mug, but it's a nice beer, and I like it, and it's very tasty. And the weird thing is it helps quell the anxiety a little bit. Too many, and it will make the depression worse, but that's been under control for the most part. I've had some dark days recently, but nothing so dark that I couldn't get out of bed or function. The darkness, when it creeps in, it kind of creates some difficult days when you find you expend all your emotional energy at work, because I deal with the public. Well, the public, I mean, being the clients I have in the building. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of what I do, but I deal with hundreds of people on a daily basis. So I think it's important that I'm always chipper and upbeat and happy and calm, because I deal with technology, and the technology I deal with can be very daunting to a lot of people, especially when they're about to have a very big meeting with a group of individuals from another part of the world where billions of dollars are involved, and they need their video conferencing equipment to function properly. So then my job is to make sure it does that. So the technological aspect of my role is very, very minor. There's more of a psychological aspect, to be honest with you, as I've had a number of people in my at my workplace tell me this. They're like, you just come in and say, hey, don't worry, I got it. Everything's going to be cool. Everybody, you just bring the temperature of the room down. Everybody relaxes, and then you fix all the broken tech things, and everything works. And when I heard that from somebody, I thought, I never considered that's what my job was until you said it to me, and that's the largest part of my job, is to make sure that everything works, of course, from a technological aspect, but more than anything else, let's just reassure everybody. Hey, don't worry. I got you. I know you're already anxious, so let's just bring the temperature of the room down. Everybody relax. It's going to be okay. Uncle Paul's going to take care of you. And here's the thing. I always feel better after an encounter like that. And you can trick your brain into believing that the encounter just happened, and that the same endorphins, the same brain chemicals that are released from a joyous moment like that just happened to me now. I'm not kidding. I was anxious and a little worried about this evening and how I was going to come on here and talk to you for 30, 40 minutes, and what was I going to have to say? I honestly had no idea. I was very worried about, what's going to happen? Who's going to be, is anybody listen? Will there be anybody there? What do I have to say? Then I talk about how my line of work can, it gives me, it brings me joy and happiness, of course, but it also, when somebody says something like that, it's like you just helped us all. Everybody feels better. That makes me feel better. And the reason I do this, so that I can help people. So maybe I can find a way to provide you with some tools or some coping mechanisms so that you don't have to suffer the same way that I did for many, many years. Instead, maybe if I can bring the temperature of the room down for you, then I've done my job. And that makes me happy. So, Andrew, it was your birthday? Did I see that it was your birthday? Sorry, let me just scroll through this here. I'm sorry. Oh, you're turning 30, Stephen. Sorry, I was trying to read this, and I don't have my glasses on because the reflection can be distracting, and I'm trying to set a cool, chill mood here. Happy birthday, dude. Stephen, happy birthday. Oh, thanks, Andrew. I'm glad you enjoyed the podcast. We had a lot of fun doing it. We really did, other than the technical glitch, you know. For those of you who are interested, we'll be doing another one October 21st. Dan's going to be coming from Toronto. I think Tim McCaffrey's going to be by as well. A few people going to drop in. And because I've been told that a lot of people are going to... Yes, I do, Dan. Well, good, dude. I'm happy to read that. If we can help you in any way, you know, stay chill and cool and out of trouble, we're happy to do that. But for the October 21st podcast, I know I'm going a little off script here. I don't have a script. The usual table we do it at, I think I'm going to relocate it to a different area because a number of people are scheduled to drop in. So I'm going to need a little bit more space, and I'm going to have to set up a couple of cameras. I got a place in mind. It's in the pub, same pub, just a different corner, a little bit bigger area, so that if more people want to join in, it's easier to get in and out. So yeah, that's what's coming up. I'm glad. I'm glad we can help you, Dan. I really am. I know that you've gone through some rough stuff lately. And I'm sorry for that, but I'm glad that we're able to give you a little bit of respite from that. It's funny how, you know, talking about one's anxiety, one's depression, one's mental health is incredibly, I think cathartic might be the improper word, but I'll use that term. But the thing is, when I told you that story earlier in this, you know, just about 7-8 minutes ago, how when a client told me how when I walked into the room and I brought the temperature of the room down, and I've always tried to be a calming presence because technology can be very anxiety inducing, especially when it isn't working. And when you're thinking, I have a deadline, I need this operational in 5 or 10 minutes, and it's not working, and how I'm going to look like a fool, and we've got this business dealing, we've got the clients from other... It's okay. Uncle Paul's got your back. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. You sit back, relax, take a breather. Why don't you grab a cup of coffee? Or maybe a cup of tea. I'll get this all fixed for you. You'll be up and running in 5 minutes, just before your meeting starts. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. And when somebody said, you know, you made all the difference, you just brought it down for me thinking about that releases the same endorphins as if it just happened. And now I feel okay. My anxiety is completely gone right now. And yet I had it at the beginning of this. When I first went live, I had tremendous anxiety, and now it's gone. See, you can trick your brain. I don't know if you were aware of that. Not everybody is. I learned this a number of years ago. When I was in a very dark place, a very dear friend of mine knew I was struggling. She called me up. She says, this evening, you're coming with me. We're going to laugh yoga. And I'm like, what the hell is that? She says, it's laugh yoga. It's, trust me, you'll have the time of your life. I'm like, this sounds ridiculous. What is laugh yoga? Well, laugh yoga, for those of you who are uninitiated, is when you go to what could be best described as a yoga class. You have the mats, you have a group of people, and you do different physical exercises, but those are really, really minimal. It's like, okay, you're going to sit cross-legged. And now we're going to take 5 deep breaths and then laugh as hard as we can. I'm like, what? He's like, I'm not going to tell you a joke, just laugh. I'm like, but that doesn't make any bloody sense. It's fake. It's not real. How's that going to help me? Just laugh. So I did. In the first 10 minutes, I was like, this is stupid. I feel like an idiot. But I realized there was a room full of people who were doing the same thing. And by the end of it, I felt better than I had in months. Because here's the thing about the human brain. When you laugh, whether it's real or you're making yourself laugh, you know how they say laughter is the best medicine? It's because it releases all the chemicals in your brain that should be there all the time and sometimes aren't because we have blockages due to whatever it may be. But when you laugh, even when it's phony, you will start to feel better. Because you're tricking your own body into releasing the chemicals that need to be released as if it was real. It's why when you take 10, 12, 15, or 20 deep breaths, it helps to release the same chemicals. When you are anxious, 10 deep breaths, or 12, and I'm talking deep breaths. I don't mean, no, it has to be in through the nose, hold it for 5 or 6 or 7 seconds, out through the mouth. You do that 10 times and you're going to feel great. Look up laugh yoga if you're not familiar with it. I occasionally will be in an odd spot and just start laughing uncontrollably for no reason. Not like in a public place, of course. It's just odd spot emotionally. And know that if I start laughing, it's tricking my brain because the body's going to react the same way. The body just reacts to laughter. It releases the same chemicals as if it were real. Not only will you feel better, but all of the anxiousness, all of the depression, all of the sadness, all of the hurt, all of the pain literally falls away. When you laugh so hard that you cry, you'll feel better than you have in a long time. Laughter is, as they say, the best medicine. There's a reason for that. It's because it's natural medicine. It's your natural body reacting to it in the way that it's supposed to. It's releasing the chemicals that need to be released and giving you the endorphin rush that your body craves. It's not artificial. It's real. And it works. And laugh. Well, is there anything better than laughter? We're not gonna wade into the weeds on that, okay? I'm not really. That's a rhetorical question. There was a day I was having a few years ago, and my friend Catherine, the same one who brought me to Laugh Yoga, she's got like a sixth sense, if you will. She'll reach out to me at the strangest times and go, "Hey, how you doing?" and send me a 5-minute video of just babies laughing. And there's no way you can watch that and feel upset anymore. And the best part is, you watch that video, silliness, it's just babies laughing uncontrollably. But it will make you feel better. Every single time. It will bring joy to your heart like you didn't know was possible. Even in my darkest days, when the darkest thoughts, and you know what those are like, were there, Laughter. Laughter got me out of it. Now, I'm not somebody, you know, I'm not somebody who should be alone for long periods of time. And I mean alone as in completely isolated. I crave the company of human beings. I crave the company of others. When I'm feeling really dark and blue and I need to get out of my apartment, I muster up the energy to do it. And I go over to the pub where literally everyone knows my name. Maybe I'll have a beer. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll have a club soda. I'm doing a sober October starting, October 1st. So that's coming up. It's just something I do from time to time when I feel like it. Just, take a break. Look, I love a beer. I won't have any in October. But I can still go to the pub and I can have non-alcoholic Guinness Zero is now available in Canada, thankfully. Because I don't like to drink soda. Soda water's okay, it's fine. Club soda's fine, but I'm not really a cola person. I'll have a cola once in a blue moon, but it's not my thing. I like the taste of beer. And occasionally I just want the taste of beer, so I will have extremely low alcohol beer or zero alcohol beer. Because, let's face it, too much of a depressant is not a good thing. It's best if we don't go too far into that area, right? But the company of others, conversation that is not about what I'm going through, is welcomed. And when I just stop into the pub and one of the servers or bartenders, it's not super busy on a I don't know, whatever night I go early enough. It's not super busy. It gets busy later. I can sit and chat with the bartender or one of the servers, and they're I've been going there for a long time, so they're intuitive and they can recognize that I need to talk, not talk about anything involving my life. It's just, let's talk about something, anything. Did you see this movie? What about the latest record by so-and-so? How about them Blue Jays? Anything to distract me from the darkness. Because the darkness is never welcome. Sometimes I just can't talk about the darkness. I need to talk about anything but it. And I'm very good about talking about it afterwards, but not when I'm in the middle of it. I had some dark days recently. There's dark days, and then there's gray days, and then there's black days, and there's different levels. Black days are when it's midnight all the time and you are in the countryside and there's no stars because it's overcast, so it's very dark. And you feel like you're underwater in cold water. There's people about, and you can breathe because you've got a snorkel, but you can't feel anything. Everything is numb. Everything is distant. You can't hear anything because it's all muffled, because you're underwater. And those are the black days. Now, thankfully, those are very few and far between for me. I might have a few of them in a year, sometimes for a longer period than I care for, but I used to have them all the time, and now I get them very, very, very seldom. I get some gray days and some dark days. And that's okay. I'm only human, and you can't be happy 100% of the time. And the funny thing is, I'm still happy even when I'm going through those days, but I'm not joyous, I'm not joyful, I'm not effervescent. Although when I go to work, I am. And I think it's because, as I said many times, I get my energy from other people, but I don't want to bring anybody down. I want people to feel the opposite of what I'm feeling. So I try and be as chipper and upbeat as possible. And that can be physically exhausting. And those are the days when I come home from work and take a nap. Sometimes it's a long nap. That's okay. I've learned to listen to my body when it tells me it's time to rest. I'm hoping that I can still be a somewhat functional human being for a long time yet. I'm hoping that when the day comes where walking is difficult for me, because my back and my knees give me a lot of problems, I'm hoping that the science will caught up with us, like the CRISPR DNA augmentation technology. That they can say, oh, here, boom, little shot, and don't worry, your bones will regrow, your spine's going to correct itself, and here we go. I'm hopeful that can happen in the next 30 years. 30 years from now, I'll be 85. Provided, of course, we all get there. Without getting into the politics of what's going on in Russia, It's very reminiscent. Was it last summer, the summer before? Kate Bush had the number one song. Tom Cruise had the number one movie called Top Gun. And we're in the Cold War again, and the Russians have their finger on the button. Is it 1985 all over again? Very strange days we live in. Okay, my friends. I'm going to wind it down this evening because I am tired. I'm going to finish my beer. Just got about a half a pint. Well, not even a pint, honestly. It was a 12-ounce can, so, a small one. But it's still tasty. It's a Pilsner. From Yup Breweries. YUP. Ontario Craft Beer. One of the sponsors of the Crier Media Network, which this show also appears upon. It's the Pilsner. I quite like it. It's $2 a can. The light beer is $1.85, so it's not expensive. I guess it was a bit of a promo. They don't sponsor this show, but anyway, I like the product. So if you want to, get it at the LCBO. Monday Night Football is on in the background. Let's just see. I'll just give you the PIP so you can, if you look, hang on, I'll move it this way. There we go. You can see it over my microphone. Yeah, Monday Night Football is on. And what is the score right now? I'm not even sure. I guess, growing up for me, when I watched Monday Night Football, I used to do it regularly. The games would start at 9 p.m., but I guess this started a lot earlier. Because I turned it on at 9:15 and they were in the third quarter. And I'm like, huh? Did that change? Something that, in the last, I'd say, few days, I've rediscovered things I used to do a lot. I used to play guitar a lot. I used to ride my bike a lot. I used to do a lot more audio, podcasting, music-related shows. I used to do a lot of things. And I've kind of gotten away from it. And watching this football game tonight sort of reminded me some of the things I used to do. And quite frankly, I think some of the things that I let fall away, rediscovering my joy of them. I'm going to start to play my guitar more. Maybe I'll sing on here someday. Maybe not. I don't know. This is not a show about that, but maybe I'll do it someday. I don't know. But rediscovering the things that you were once passionate about later in life is it's pretty cool, actually. Okay, I'm starting to ramble and bamble and babble. Ramble, bramble, and babble. I don't know if that's a thing, but I just made it up. It's time for me to finish my beer and go to bed because I am tired, and tomorrow is a long day, and I have another show to do in the morning. So I thank each and every one of you for joining me this evening, and for those of you who are watching on the replay, thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I know I've been promising some content for those who decided to join. Whether I don't know if anybody has. I haven't even checked. I've been too busy. I'm going to start to do 5-minute affirmations along with 5-minute meditations and other things that if you join, and I don't even know how that works, but I was told I was supposed to do it, so I did it. I set it up. So anyway, that'll be coming forward in the next few weeks as I get my stuff together. I'm just busy. What can I say? Anyway, thank you, each and every one of you, for coming out this evening, and for those of you who are watching on the replay, thanks a lot. I hope I've been helpful to you in some small way. And if so, just, send me a message, drop me a line, comment, send me an email. I'm happy to respond to anybody who's looking for help, and I'll do the best I can to try and help you. Remember, I'm of limited means, so this is about the extent of my help, but I'm always here for you. Okay? You take care. Bye.